In Korean natural farming, you use brown sugar to ferment plants, to make fermented plant fertilizer. And so my name's Nate Brown. Last name is Brown, brown sugar. It's a catchy name. It's something I use almost every day. I've had a lot of people come out from the farmer's market that are just like trying to learn how to grow, trying to learn, just how to produce more food from their small space. So I like to think of each kind of section back here as something they could do in their backyard. Left a 14-acre farm because I thought that I wouldn't ever do anything that big. And I decided that I could make just as much, which was silly, but at the time it was more about working for myself and not being in a white-led farm up in the hills. And so I started a brown sugar farm. I got certified to sell my produce and flowers. And just something simple like this, $5. Put this in a jar in your fridge or just in the kitchen and just throw it in different drinks or water and just flavor your water. So yeah, they're fun. And it just kind of gives me a chance to show people that, there's a lot more benefit to flowers than people think. Just about the flower, and this whole thing will be covered in bees, and I've sat under here and just heard the swarms, and it's amazing. If I would have been able to lease farmland sooner, I would have been ahead of where I am now. So greenhouses, even funding and loans, when you're leasing somewhere, you actually can qualify for these different things. The brown sugar farm has always been a collaborative farming effort. What's going on, Nelson? Sunflowers are supposed to go in, by seed. They cannot be transplanted. No, they got a taproot that's like, once it sprouts, it's like. So Nelson was like the first farmer my age that I saw around Sacramento doing on the same about scale as me. Having a peer farmer is like ideal. It's like I have a partner in class that I get to compare notes with. This year it's $11.95.
I was paying $8.
Yeah.
I thought
we kind of clicked immediately and have been working to get more land, and has always been something I'm listening to his advocacy and hearing it and almost in disbelief of like, wow, like really, is this going to happen? But also just kind of get that hope and reassurance that we're in this together and I'm not the only one going through these different things.
The magic word that this guy said to me early on in the process was food sovereignty. I said, that's something I've never heard before. What does that mean? And simply put, the concept is that if you can provide your own food, then you're providing for your own sustenance. You're making yourself independent of other entities outside of yourself. You're giving yourself freedom and independence. And so that struck a chord with me. Getting out here, being active, and at the same time, generating, sustenance, generating calories, generating, thoughts, generating community, all the stuff that we grow together was what got me out here. And Nelson has been a mentor to me, so much so that I have plans in using some of my family land in Louisiana to do a pretty similar thing to what's going on at We Grow.
And then on a big scale, this was all filled in with plants before I knew it. I was like, yeah, one day I kept looking over here, visualizing what it would look like design-wise and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, before I know, I look back and here we are, you know what I'm saying? This is just about a 1/4 acre. Nothing else was here. We had a shed, we had a wash station that the farmer training program provided, but you can just see it's a vacant lot. It used to be the kids' playing ground. So I kind of felt bad coming in because this was their space, but then we invited them in and then they really, took to growing food, especially youngsters that may not otherwise have an interest in it. And all of a sudden they get connected to someone. There's something magical and powerful to that happening. For me, it was like a lot of frustrations. It's still like this, like government agencies, like checking the box. Okay, we talked to the farmers of color, and we're doing our part, right? So a group of us came together and to build on the vision of like a program to get access to land for farmers of color and to get training programs for the next generation, as well as housing. So that was like the big picture ideas, high level ideas that we built upon. And so we advocated for state funding to be able to make that vision become reality.
We're a passionate group of farmers and advocates committed to promoting racial equity in our food system and addressing the greatest challenge faced by historically underserved farmers, which is securing access to land.
And so there's been a lot of iterations over time of our team, and now we're coming into a position to receive that funding and actually purchase land. And we're looking for like 100 acres, you know what I'm saying? We have ambitious and long-term goals to really provide space for folks like Nate, folks like me, and folks that look like us that can have a basis in which they can thrive and be safe and be free to build food sovereignty and then food production and be producers, not consumers, And so land access and land tenure is the foundation of it. And so now we're at a point of assembling our local team that has been building over the last couple of months that is now Ujamaa Farmer Collective. Peace, y'all. It's been a long way coming for our group, but we have successfully secured $1.25 million for land access in Yolo County. Today we celebrate, and the work has just begun, right? So now we're looking for land in rural Yolo County, about to get between 60 to 80 acres. So this is the team. Yes.
We know our name.
This is it.
Now the work starts.
All right, y'all.